Cindy and Russ's excellent Irish adventure. Started with a flight out of Atlanta, and then we got on one of those tour buses and toured around the city. Good way to get our jet lag mostly behind us anyway.
And we're starting the tour right through there whenever you're ready. Thank you.
Making you thirsty, Cindy?
Yeah, can't wait.
Attacked the jet lag with a sleep at the Jury's Inn, which was pretty nice on the edge of town. And then we picked up our rental car from Hertz, a 6-speed Opel, and really didn't have any trouble at all. Just remember to stay to the left, and everybody else stayed to the right, and it was okay. We figured out how to get up on the motorway and how to navigate around, and once we got out of town, it was really very easy. We took the motorway up to Athlone and got to see that really neat town and stopped at Sean's Pub, which was incredible. At the oldest pub in Ireland, and I'm drinking a Diet Coke. Boy, this is terrible. What a wonderful little place that was. Man, it was gorgeous inside. Dark. God, it was dark as could be. But what do you think, Cindy?
Best Diet Coke in town.
Someone like you to give us the story and the lay of the land.
It's right there, Bailey's. The Bailey.
The Bailey. Best part.
We get back on the road after leaving Galway and head to Ennis. Ennis was a beautiful little town, a great little shopping district, and of course it ended up with the Old Ground Hotel, which was absolutely wonderful. Sunday morning had us leaving Ennis after Mass at the Cathedral of St. Peter and Paul with absolutely the most uncomfortable pews I've ever used. And we went to the Cliffs of Moher, which was really, really beautiful and very, very windy that day. What? Where? How was that trip all the way down the big hill there?
Exhausting.
My goodness, I bet it was. I wish I would have gone. I was just worn out. Siri takes us now to Quinn, about 3 to 5 miles outside of Ennis, and it was maybe the ancestral home of the Quinn side of the family. The friary had long since been abandoned. It just kind of shows the ancient medieval parts of Ireland. Then we went to the pub in the corner of our hotel, and it was just fantastic. Just fantastic. All right, we got back on the road. We left Ennis, and we're heading down to Killarney with a stop in Bunratty Castle. That was really neat, nicely restored with a folk village around it. We had a nice stop there. There's the Viscount. Well, this is a very cool room. Is that the authentic way?
It's the authentic way, yeah.
Except for the aluminum ladder, maybe.
Yeah.
No reason to be crazy. Siri took us on kind of a crazy little road on our way to Killarney, but we finally got there and checked in at the Randall's Hotel, which is really, again, a beautiful hotel. Then we left off the next day for the Gap of Dunlow, and we got a pony ride and met Nancy and Paul for that ride.
Keep the pressure on, keep pedaling.
Yeah. After our rough ride with the ponymen and Nancy, we got off and got on some boats and headed back towards Killarney with the water route, and that was pretty cool. We traversed the water there and then came into Ross Bay and saw Ross Castle, which was the last castle that was destroyed by the British. We got a little lunch and obviously got some local fare. And the next day we headed off with our private driver, Morris. Morris took us to the Dingle Peninsula and gave us his local review and all his favorite places. He'd obviously taken this trip many times. And we started out with the famous beach from Ryan's Daughter, and that was cool. Lots of other things.
From pulling cars over the wet sand.
I can believe that. Yeah. That's the place that sold for a couple of years. May the fourth be with you. Or is it the force?
I believe it would be the
As we drive about, we see so many stone walls, but we also see these homes, these homesteads that were made of stone. That makes you think of the potato famine and all the lives that were lost, and then the thoughts of looking out this window across the Atlantic to the New World. And I guess no trip to the Dingle Peninsula would be complete without being in Dingle, including the special little statue of fungi.
I said, how long was he working? Oh, he worked 4 hours in the store. Well, I nearly had a meltdown, mate.
that too.
So, do you see what the people are down there? With the helicopter, lifeguard, mountain rescue, police, and ambulance. 5 different services had to come and get them up off the cliffs there.
Well, it's so easy to see why Killarney is so popular in Ireland with all the American tourists. Everybody was so very nice to us, and we did a little shopping while we were there. Well, our last real day in Ireland is the busy travel day as we head towards the Rock of Cashel, and we're gonna try to get as much in this last day as we can. We arrive at Cashel, which started out in the 12th century as a castle and then became a cathedral in the 13th century, and it's just so moving. But you also see the great loss that must have been the Dark Ages when all the people died, and it just couldn't keep these great places keep them going. It's in latter years, love the image of the Sacred Heart of Jesus there. The grounds became like a cemetery, but you can certainly see the love of Christ that was present in these places. Beautiful work on this altar, what would be like an adoration chapel or a side chapel in a modern cathedral today. We left Cashel and drove over to Kilkenny. Got there in the afternoon. The traffic was crazy heavy. Couldn't find any place to park, so I let Cindy out and just wound up finding a place on the street in a taxi stand to park. So I was worried about getting towed, but never happened. The castle kind of makes you think a little bit of Downton Abbey because it's kind of that time period, and then the family eventually wound up falling on hard times. You gonna take a nap? A photo gallery. We ended up on the south side of Dublin in the Fitzpatrick Castle Hotel and just closed out an absolutely wonderful vacation there. The island was incredibly clean, so well kept, everything just showed love of their country. And they were so very nice to us Americans.